Hello guys. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Stanley from Pte Wholesome. Thank you very much for your time to join this webinar. Today, we will present about Hamlet product technology and IoT smart valve. So, Wholesome main business is design and build laboratory furniture, and we also the authorized distributor of Hamlet valve and fittings. Let me introduce our special speaker. Mr. Denny Tu is Hamlet Business Development Manager that will present about Hamlet. And then together with Mr. Denny, Mr. Shile will present about IoT smart valve technology. If you guys have any question, please drop the question in the Q&A box and also put your email in case not enough time for reply. Mr. Denny, time and place is yours. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. If you can hear from me, it would be great. And this is Danny Tu from Hamlet's Singapore, and we are from the group of Hamlet's group itself. And I'm going to give you a very brief introduction about our company itself. Basically, from this slide, you'll be able to see that this is the Hamlet's group structures. We are a public listed company, which is 30% owned by the FEMI groups, and the rest of 70% are fully owned by Hamlet's group itself. Across all these branches and manufacturing plants are all 100% now owned by the Hamlet group itself. So basically, we are covering a lot of industry. In fact, all the industrials in these groups of semicons, transportations, industrial gas, pharma, power, and etc. And of course, our topic today will be more on the industrial 4.0, industrial IoT. Okay, and our strategy for the global is to have a 200% growth in the next coming 3 years. And this is one of the goals that we are really moving forwards, and we are seeing the reaching of the goals, which is very, very near to us. Over globally, we have about 80 engineers worldwide. We have 7 R&D labs, and one of them is located in Singapore. And we got 2 innovation awards, and the IoT, which is also located in Singapore itself. And in short, this is our customer base, and this is only the partial list that we have. Which is, I could see from here that PGN is one of us, our regular customers, and Pertamina as well. And of course, the Petronas, which are quite familiar to everybody, and Shell, Aramco, Sinopec in China. So you can see that we did a lot of major projects with a lot of big companies across globally. Okay. So now I'll pass it to Mr. Shirley for the IoT portions. If you have any question, please drop it in the Q&A together with your email so that we can follow up with all the questions that is being placed there. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. All right, thank you, everyone. So this is Shirley, the software manager for the IoT department in Hamlet. So I will be introducing the IoT work that the Hamlet team has been doing, and I will share the experiences and the journey we have went through. But before we went into details, I would like to share what is shown on screen, an insight from Microsoft regarding IoT. I think if there's one thing that is so impactful for year 2020, I think everyone will agree that is the COVID-19 pandemic. But what is interesting is that COVID-19 is doing an interesting impact to IoT development and investment around the world. So based on what Microsoft has found in their research published in this year, actually more than 30% of the organizations are increasing their investment in IoT because of COVID-19. And another over 40% are maintaining the investment that they're already putting into IoT. I believe there are many reasons behind this, but I think probably one of them is that this pandemic has demonstrated that when human-to-human interactions are restricted due to the pandemic, it's critical to have the support with the technologies such as IoT to allow us to continue to perform our business and maybe even do innovation and improve efficiency. So I think, yeah, that's an interesting trend. All right. So, and a bit more on the Hamlet's industrial IoT solutions achievement. We have went through a lot, and then I think a few highlights here are that we one of our IoT smart valve product, the IoT H800 Ethernet, has won the Innovation Award by Flow Control Magazine last year. And also we have won the second place for Best Industrial IoT Product in 2019 by the Industrial Things World. So there are many other things that we have accomplished, such as the, making the world's first ATEX Zone 0 certified IoT valve. I think that's quite a interesting accomplishment. All right, so before we jump into more specifics of our solutions and product, we'd like to show a video that describes how the Hamlet's industrial IoT solutions can be used in the process industry. Okay, so in the video, quite a few different use cases or how the Hamlet's industrial IoT solutions can be used are demonstrated. But here, we would like to go into a little more detail on this one particular use case for gas delivery systems to laboratory. This can be applied to many industries such as oil and gas, semiconductor, and process. So what the application is trying to achieve is essentially provide monitoring for the gas delivery system that is used. So I think one of the pain points of such deployments is that there's a lack of real-time monitoring and also control for such explosive gases such as hydrogen or CO bundles. So what the Hamlet IoT solution provides is that making use of the IoT H800 wireless EX, which is having wireless communication and ATEX approved, so that this smart valve can be deployed at the bundle gate, as shown in the picture in the right bottom corner, so that we can use the product to provide a real-time detection of pressure drop. So twice a day, the collected pressure data will be sent to the Hamlet's IoT alert portal. And from there, the operator will be able to look at real-time data and then do real-time monitoring for the progressive pressure drop as the bundles are used. And more importantly, in a situation where a predefined threshold for alarm level is reached, then the solution will provide alert signals on the dashboard for the operator to see. The platform also has other options for advanced notification support, such as email or even SMS. So this allows the operator to get notified when such important events happen to take any actions needed. All right, so the benefit or the value that the solution will provide are a few-fold. So firstly, it's safety. So since in this case we're working with explosive gases such as hydrogen or CO, it's important to monitor any anomalies in the system. So such as pressure change or temperature spikes or humidity changes, because any of these anomalies might signal something went wrong in the system. Maybe there's a leak and you don't want this dangerous gas to be leaked. And maybe there are situations where it could signal potential explosion threat. So monitoring of all these sensor parameters allows the operator to take actions when such signs are shown to make sure that the system is always safe. I think that's one very important aspect for this use case. The second point is for preventive maintenance and also insight with all the data collected. As we mentioned that the system will be able to provide real-time alarm and warning for the predefined alarm levels to the operator, so that the operators will be able to perform proactive intervention, whether it's manual or automatic. Maybe to replenish the gas bundle when the pressure level is below a certain point that is getting close to the threshold for normal operation for the system. And with all the data collected, it enables additional insight to be found using machine learning or AI to have even more forecast for different scenarios that we can imagine. So the system, with all the data provided and collected and presented in a nice portal, allows all this to happen. And also, because we can monitor the level of the gas in the bundle, or we can make sure that we can schedule in-time replenishment for the gas to make sure that the system has minimum downtime. So that I think that is also very important for the efficiency and operation aspects. Yep, I think this is this use case. All right, so what is so special about the IoT platform, IoT Ltd? I think there are quite a few unique value propositions for the solution and the platform. First point is that it's an end-to-end solution which allows customization. So the system includes not only the smart valve, which is of course very important, but also which we'll also touch on later on, the gateway that connects to the smart valves to the cloud, and of course the IoT Alert portal itself. So it's an end-to-end solution, and with the platform in place, it allows us to do customization and to scale for different use cases for different customer needs. And also, as shown in the video, there are multiple different kinds of sensors included in the same platform, included in the smart valve, that can collect different kind of sensor data, which can in turn be used for different kind of use cases and for different kind of media. And the third point is that in the platform, we have made use of a number of innovative technologies. For example, the low power WAN, which allows the product to be deployed in the use cases that calls for long-range communication with low power. And also the ATAC certification allows the product to be deployed in ATAC Zone 0 environment, Zone 1 environments, which are not an easy thing to do, actually. I think we're the first smart valve, IoT valve that has this certification. And also, of course, to support even more mobile communication, that there are cellular technologies like NB-IoT or even 5G. All these communication uplink options are there for the platform. And also, in addition to this, we support existing communication interfaces to the traditional local control environments or SCADA environments that are in many cases already deployed on customer side. This allows us to easily integrate it into any existing solution using protocols such as Modbus to provide a parallel path to the cloud presentation. And the last point is that the IoT Alert platform is basically a gateway to smart valve management and AI services. With all the data collected and all the end-to-end infrastructures in place, it's much easier for our customer to start doing smart IoT control and monitoring, as well as start to adventure into machine learning and big data. They don't have to invest or develop their own infrastructure. I think that's that means it's going to be a low starting up cost for customers who want to adventure into the industrial IoT and AI. All right, so with that, we want to highlight a few products of smart valves that's used in our system. It's not all, but I think these are the more relevant ones for what we're talking about today. So what you see now on the screen is the IoT H800KL ETH means it's the Ethernet version. It's more suitable for lab environments and indoor applications because it's using DC power, 24-volt DC power, and it's using the Ethernet for the uplink communication. And inside this valve, a lot of different sensors are integrated. As we've seen in the video, it has the temperature, humidity, pressure, both inlet and outlet, and 3D accelerometer to detect movement, change of position and orientation, and also acoustic sensing to capture acoustic signals for advanced use cases with machine learning potentially. It also supports actuation with the actuator in the picture. And then, of course, with that, the on-off status for the actuation. So in addition to the Ethernet uplink, which allows the valve to send data all the way up to the cloud, as we mentioned, it also supports Modbus RTU and Modbus TCP, so that this device can be easily integrated into any existing PLC controllers or SCADA systems. So the pressure sensors inside are with 0.1% accuracy, and the maximum pressure is 3,000 psi. And we also have another IoT H800 model, but this one is with the WIS-EX, meaning it's a wireless version with ATEX certification. So it's certified for EX Zone 0. So it's suitable for both indoor and outdoor. The communication link is wireless using LoRaWAN 1.0, which supports very, very long range with low power. So the sensors inside are also ATEX certified. There are both DC powered options and battery powered options, and with pre-configured recording schemes, the battery life is projected to be 5 years. With the DC power, there are also actuation options available. So inside this device, we have temperature sensor, pressure sensor, and also with the actuation option, the detection of on-off state for the valve. Similarly, the maximum pressure for the pressure sensor is 3,000 psi. And already we have this device deployed in oil refinery environment. So it's the end-to-end solution is actually proven to be working very well. All right, so as mentioned just now in the overall structure, other than the smart valve, we also have the IoT gateway to connect the IoT valves with the portal. So, so this is the gateway as you can see here. It supports MQTT, which is a very popular industrial IoT protocol. And it has strong security features too, using hardware-based security module as the root of trust for many of the security features inside. It also supports remote firmware upgrade and support for us to continue to support the device even when it's deployed remotely. So as you can see, this gateway actually combines a lot of functionalities. Yes, it's an IoT gateway, but also it's a LoRaWAN gateway, and it's an LTE gateway. So it combines multiple functions into one box. And with that, we can significantly reduce the deployment cost by 50% by using this gateway, compared to traditional deployments of individual boxes for different components mentioned above. So for the LTE, we have, of course, different region options. Also for the LoRaWAN, we have different region options, as shown here. The device is FCC and CE certified. And for outdoor use, we have IP protection options if needed. All right. So now we want to sort of put all these components together. And this is a typical IoT delivery platform for proof of concept. So in the middle, we have the smart valves. And on the left is the data path into the integration with traditional SCADA system or PLC controllers. And on the right, it is the data path towards the IoT alert portal. So, so this means that we, with our solution, we will be able to have parallel data path to support both at the same time. You can use your traditional controllers to talk to the device, get all the data as you normally would do today. But at the same time, you could make use of our portal to look at the data in a more fancy fashion like the chart. The portal is hosted on AWS, which is the very popular hosting platform for all the cloud applications. The uplink option can be wired or wireless, as we mentioned previously, depending on the deployment conditions and the use cases. So this allows us to send more information, such as historical data for AI compared to the traditional way of using it from the PLC. So I think a key characteristic of how we built the Hamlet Industrial IoT platform is that we adopted a horizontal design principle. So the smart valves ensures the interoperability, and they can be customized to fit different delivery platforms and hardware. So as you can see, they have different communication protocols, allow them to connect to both the LAN approach at the bottom when it's a local system for SCADA integration. It also could be a WAN approach when it goes to all the way to the portal. So I think what we're trying to make sure is that we don't do vertical silos, but instead it's a flexible and scalable horizontal platform that allows us to do different use cases for different customer for the requirements, and it enables all the customizations when needed. All right. So now you can see that we have different series of IoT smart valves. So what we have described so far are the 800 series. And you can also see we have other product lines. The 900 are the relief valve series. And we also have the UF series for mostly for semiconductor industry. Yeah. And then the you can see in the table it shows the different features combinations for these products. All right. So I think that's it. That's the summary of the Hamlet's industrial IoT platform. Thank you. And then I think we can open to questions now.
Thank you, Danny and Shile, for the presentation. Now we open the Q&A. If you guys want to ask about the Hamlet products or IoT smart valve, please drop the question in Q&A, and Danny and Shile will answer your question. Thank you. Okay, Shile, I want to ask, if we already use our normal valve, can we exchange with the IoT smart valve?
Yes, definitely. So I think one of the key design considerations when we design the IoT valve is to make sure that it's a one-to-one replacement, both the dimensions and all that. So make sure that if you, for example, if you're already using a 800 valve, it's a one-to-one replacement into the IoT H800 valve, which will provide additional functionalities, but whatever you are trying to do currently are still possible. There's no change.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Shile.
Thank you.
Any other question from the participant, guys? If the Shile, sorry, one more question. If in the laboratory they all already use the H100 valve, so if they want to use IoT system, it is, you say it is interchangeable, right? So they can use the valve and add on the IoT system.
Yeah. Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah. So the IoT valve itself is interchangeable. So all the connectors and size are the same. But of course, to be able to enable all the IoT functionalities, we have to deploy the gateway, and then of course we'll have to set up the access to the portal. So I think that's the only additional setup. So for the IoT valve itself, depending on which model we're talking about, so if it's a DC powered device, of course we need to provide power at the deployment point. And depending on which communication option we're choosing, if it's an Ethernet model, then of course we have to provide the Ethernet uplink connection. If it's a wireless option, then of course the gateway will cover that.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
So now if it's no more question, we will end this session. And if you guys have future next question, you can drop to our our email. I already put my email in the chat room box. Thank you guys for attending. Have a great day. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Sile.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Bye-bye.
all.
Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.